All right, everyone. Good evening. Good to have you here this evening. There's sound. Here you say there's no sound. Just allowing people to join in. Excuse me. So we are able to get started. Okay. Good to have you all. Good evening. Pleasure to have you all again this Saturday for another time of learning. Hope we really had a good weekend. How is it going? Just use one word to describe your this week in business. Just use one word just one word to describe your week this week. Just use one word to describe this week in business. Let me get to hear from you. Just use one word, right? How was your week? Just use one word to describe your week. As a business owner, just use one word. Let me see. And be realistic. Just tell me, use one word to describe how it feels or what it's usually like, right? Yeah. Welcome everyone. Good to have you all. Advancing forward, that's two words. Growing, great, productive, okay, comfortable, eventful, innovative. Stephen, good to have you, Stephen David. Busy, not bad. That's two words. Interesting, busy, good, success, busy. Okay, Arinze, successful, Tarila, educating. Normally, Yakubu said normally. Benjamin said productive. Amazing moment say hectic. Hassan, that's two words. Mezi said thriving. Mezi Samuel said thriving. Peter Fidelix said awesome. Omolara busy. More auto busy. Okay. Lando Anita busy. Mus KY say compilation. I'm learning some new words here. Abdurrahman said average. Adeyemi said success. Okay. Zainab said productive. Ezichi said productive. Keep it coming. Ezra said busy. Quene, amazing. Okay, keep it coming. Appreciate. I can see all of you. So, how was your week like? Just use one word to describe your week in general, how it's like entirely. Okay. All right. So, good to have you, everyone. Hope we had a very, very successful week. Um, Whatever it is that your week has been like, just know that it's going to get better, right? Just learn from it, see what you can take out of it, see what the school fees is from it, right? The school and grow, right? Um, just keep going. Don't relent in growing, right? So today we're going to be discussing sales strategy and pipeline for SMS. What are the ways that you can sell? What are the strategies that you can use to sell, right? So we'll cover how to design and manage a sales pipeline that is able to track every lead from first contact to the closing, right? Now, whether you're selling, another business, or you're selling directly to customers, right? How do you track every lead from contact to close? Yeah. We'll discuss how a clear pipeline can help you prioritize leads, how they're able to help you forecast revenue, improve conversion rates, and then also we'll probably touch, if time permits, the role of customer relation management tools in automation, right? In making sure that no prospect falls through the crack. So you are able to see everyone through the whole funnel, right? So it promises to be an amazing session. So let's dive in and get started, with um, that. Now, a clear sales strategy, right, is very, very important for small businesses, and that's because it provides direction, and it also gives you a focus, you know, for your sales effort, so you don't just keep targeting every single person that is not really your customer. A clear sales strategy also helps you with limited resources, right? So you're able to allocate those resources effectively to drive sales and growth. And when a sales strategy become consistent, strategic, you know, approach to sales will now lead to more predictable and sustainable growth for the business. So one of the reasons you need a clear sales strategy is for direction and focus. So you're able to know where to put in your effort consistently. So you're able to know where to put in your resources, and you're able to have a predictable growth or outcome. Now, it's very important to recognize that business to business, by the way, B2B means business to business, right? When you are selling, you as a business is selling directly to another business, right? Such sales usually involve complex, multiple step processes that has multiple decision, makers. Now, but business to customer sales usually tend to be quicker and more transactional. Now, all of these things usually apply to both B2B and B2C, which, boy, I mean, I'm talking about the whole um, sales strategy and all of that. It's applied to B2B and B2C, but how you are able to prioritize and communicate those sales strategies will differ. For example, in business to business, we might tailor solutions to different stakeholders, right? While in business to customer, which is B2C, we can focus on highlighting personal benefits and making the purchase easy and fast. So in the two is needed, but the implementation or the communication may differ. Now, B2B versus B2C sales strategy. Target audience, B2B sells to business, right? They sell to businesses. So if you're a business owner that sells to other businesses, that's what we call B2B, right? Now, while B2C sells to individual consumers. Now, for B2B, it is usually longer, It has some complex sales cycles with multiple stakeholders along the line, right? While for B2C, it's shorter, right? Individuals take decisions, right, quickly. Now, that's for the target audience and the cycle as it relates to the boat. Now, for the factor of decision making, B2B buyers focus on return on investment. So if you are a B2B, just focus on how you can help the other business increase return on investment. That's when you are speaking to them. Any other English you are speaking or Turanchi you are speaking, you're saying something else. How do I increase my return on investment, or what are you providing that can help my ROI? Maybe I'm saving money somewhere, reducing costs, automating something. At the end of the day, what is the bottom line? I want to, focus on my return on investment, because that's the bottom line, right? The aim is not just to carry out some things and then no bottom line. It also has long-term value, right? On the long run, what is the value? And it's a tailored solution. It has to be a tailored solution to my needs. You don't just carry one generic thing and just put it on my neck and force it down my throat. B2C buyers, right, are often driven by emotion. They are often driven by convenience and quick benefits. So if you are here and you are focusing on other businesses, understand the difference. B2B, focus on return on investment. That's what it is at the end of the day, right? That's what it is. What is the return on investment? That's the bottom line. Well, that's why I'm in business. I know I need to solve people's problem, but at the end of the day, what is the need for me? The solution has to be tailored to my business. There's no business owner that you will approach and you clearly explain a product that will increase his return on investment that will ignore you, except you don't make a good offer. Good offer means that, some people design softwares in Nigeria, very funny. You ask them, is there a trial version? They say no. Really? So I should just pay you money to do trial? Nope. So that's such an offer. To give me, you pitch it well, it makes sense, but who want to take the risk to go and there's no evidence anywhere that anybody have used it that can verify that is good, right? So if you can convince me that it's a return on investment and it has long-term value and the solution is tailored to me as a business owner, I'll buy. But for business to consumers, it has to be an emotional decision. They are driven by emotional decision. They look at convenience. They look at what the quick benefits are. Now, some time ago, some years ago, I used to teach about quality, quantity, and convenience. Quality, quantity, and convenience. Is the product qualitative? Um, Quantity, the pricing, right? What value am I getting? Based on the product you're giving to me. How can I maximize um, the value, or how can I increase the value vis-a-vis the amount that I'm paying for? Quantity. Then convenience. Most consumers don't want to do anything and they want to see things in their doorstep, right? So that's convenience. They want to see the benefit now. I'm buying this thing, I want to see the benefit now, right? And that's why most times people tend to deceive consumers with a lot of things that just look quick. That's quick um, result or solution. Now, the focus for relationship for B2B emphasize building long-term relationship and account management, right? So if you're a B2B person, look at long term. But if you are B2C, you can rely on one-time purchase or brand loyalty. So it's either you're looking at sell, move, or you're able to build a brand where people are loyal to your brand. So you're able to understand what these are. Now, the implication for strategy on both of these is that in B2B, our pipeline must nurture prospects through a detailed process. So you've got to look at demos, you've got to look at proposals, you've got to look at negotiations, a whole lot of processes that convert people. While in B2C, the pipeline can be higher volume, with emphasis on quick leads and then streamlined funnels. So tell me on the chart, is your business a B2B or is your business a B2C, right? Now, I hope we are following. If your business a B2B and is your business a B2C, what is it generally, right? Now, let's look at designing a structured pipeline. If you look at the screen clearly, you see that we have a sample sales pipeline from first contact to deal with closure. Now, notice how each prospect flows through defined stages. For example, in the qualifications stage, we determine if the lead is a real opportunity or not. When it gets to the proposal stage, we are making a formal offer. While at the closed, one, right, the deal is done. Now, throughout the whole process, we keep updating our customer relation management software. So we are able to always know the status one after the other. Now, consistent pipelines like the one you are currently seeing on your screen will help you to forecast if there will be favorable outcomes, and then you are able to coach or to look at your team and let them know what they need to do throughout the process going forward. So you've got to design a structured sales pipeline from visualization stage to tracking every lead, or to defined entry or exit criteria, to tracking every lead, to regular reviews is very important. Now, an organized pipeline usually acts like a map of all our sales activity. So um, as Salesforce describes it, it gives us visibility from just browsing, right, to those that are buying. Because it's not enough that you have a lot of traffic, but the question is, who is converting? Because actually, without it, right, we risk neglecting all the leads or spending time on unqualified prospects. You keep chasing them, convincing them, telling them they've got to buy, but they will not buy because you don't have the right data to show you clearly that these people are unqualified and they're not going to buy because they fill your form, and that's all. In fact, a pipeline that is well managed will ensure that no opportunity is forgotten, right? And it keeps the team focused on the things that matter the most. So, what are the importance of sales pipeline? It helps to track and manage leads. Yes. Tracking is important. Whatever you can track, you can measure. Yes, it helps you to do that. For instance, it helps you to prospect, look at those that are qualified, put together, know that those that need proposal, negotiation, and those that you need to close. You will see them the whole journey till conversion, you are going to see it. It prevents loss. Without a clear process, promising leads can slip away easily, right? So you've got to see clearly, you know, what exactly the process is along the way and what you've got to do. Now, a structured process will also ensure that every leads get the necessary attention at the right time. That's as it relates to consistency, because that will help in reducing confusion and missed, follow-ups. It also gives you visibility that is strategic, because you can be doing a lot of things, but they are not measurable and you can't repeat the process. So you want to create things that that can be replicated, that you can, there are a lot of successes that people have, and they can't actually explain how they got there. That's when, if you ask them, how did you achieve this? All you just hear is that, now God, though, we know it's God, but can you replicate that? Can you just tell us the process? It's not as though you have it crammed, but what are the things that you did to probably get to this point? Yes. Now let's look at key pipeline stages. Um, in key pipeline stages, now each stage has a purpose. For instance, during prospecting, we can cast a wide net. That's mostly during awareness, target a whole lot of people, right? While in qualification, as Salesforce outlines, we ask things like, does this prospect have the need? Does he have the authority? And also, does he have the budget? Because only qualified needs, we eventually advance. Now, later, right, in the point where you've got to negotiate, you are able to now fine tune the deal terms, right? The more rigorously you're able to define these terms, the more criteria, you are able to look at the steps you need to take, the criteria and all of that. The more predictable, you're able to come up with processes that you're able to take people through the pipeline, right? Now, during the qualification stage, right, um, you've got to evaluate if they fit our ideal customer profile. For instance, budget, need, timeline, right? Then you look at their qualification, then engagement, maybe meetings, you have discovery calls or demos to understand their needs and build trust, right? Depending on what you do or sell, they present a tailored solution or quotation explaining how we address, their challenges and all of that. Then you move to negotiation, you work out details, collaboratively. Then you close, finalize agreement and, formalize the sales, and you are good to go. Now, not every lead is equal. We use data to prioritize most of these things. For example, you highlight, all of the data and look at this. Which of the leads can I prioritize? Which are the high potential leads? This means that rather than just treating all leads the same, we double down on those showing strong interest or matching our best customers profile. That's why I said in the last class or in the previous classes, you need to be able to define your customers well. Now, for the rest, we still nurture them systematically over a period of time, but we know where to put our sales effort for the best return on investment. So it does not become an issue of labor of the foolish wearies you. Now, if you look at this carefully, we have lead scoring, right? In prioritizing, we have focus effort, We have segmentation, which is either B2B versus B2C, and then we have nurturing others, right? Now, you've got to assign point to leads based on behaviors. For instance, did they open an email? Did they visit your website? Right? Look at the company size. If you are B2B, then you probably just distribute scores and say, oh, okay, that's how you get to know if they are serious customers. Now, you've got to also concentrate on leads with higher score or clear fit based on your observation, right? Some pipeline experts say that good management prioritizes high potential leads because you don't just want to keep wasting your effort. It can be tiring. In as much as you want to attend to everyone that reached out, you also want to put more effort on those that you think are up there. Now, in business to business, you've got to segment based on industry or deal size, right? In business to customer, you've got to use demographics or buying intent. Tailor your outreach accordingly to that. Now, a transparent pipeline usually turns intuition into data, especially in forecasting revenue and boosting conversions. Now, it's good for you to use your intuition. However, you've got to look at the data in front of you. In forecasting and boosting conversion, you've got to look at your pipeline visibility. Aggregate all the deal, for instance, which deal is in clear stage, which of the you've got to know every stage of the deal you are conversing with your customer. You look at you are able to aggregate potential revenue by stage to stage, project expected sales, one after the other. You've got to prioritize which of the customers you can reach one after the other, right? Identify things, the bottlenecks that you can have along the way. What, with the win rates based on your customers, and then you look at those dead leads that you feel that nothing may come out of them, right? Based on the data that you have. Now, a customer relation management automation is very good for your business, especially if you are selling online. You'll be able, because usually it never forgets anything. Yes, it never forget any lead. Once a lead enters the pipeline in such a software, the system can automatically send an initial welcome email, schedule follow-ups, and alert you, if any action is needed. Um, Now, once a new lead lands in your customer relation management system, the workflow springs up, especially now that we have agentic AI that are infused in some of these things. You have things like introductory email that will go out to them, a check-in, follows after a few days, you know, the journey becomes smoother, consistent, and also trackable. Instead of you going back to your email and sending, reminding, these things are just automated. Now, this means that no more sticky note or missed emails. Every lead is nurtured consistently without forgetting anyone, right? That's what automation does for you. So you can automate follow-ups, email, right? They are set up a customer relation management software so that every new lead is able to trigger scheduled task or email, like send email 1 day after sign up, check in 3 days later. You know, you look at reminders and tasks. Automatic reminders that will ensure reps follow up on time. Sales note, that CRMs provide, automated reminders, often and on and on and on, instead of going all the time and sending email. Now, email sequences are also automated, drip campaigns. For instance, if a lead have not replied, the CRM, right, can send a polite follow-up automatically, instead of you, so that you can focus on the things that matter. Now, you can use lead scores to trigger actions. So you see it all in your CRM. If a high value lead goes cold, flag it, for priority outreach, and so that can be given, priority. CRMs usually track open rate all the time. It reply, the reply rate and other engagement metrics, that gives instant insight into what's working and also what's not working, right? Um, Now, there are a lot of CRM tools and uh, that can really help you to do that. If any one of you are using any CRM tool, just drop it on the chats. Let's get to know and discuss that. We have CRM tools like Salesforce, HubSpot, or Zoho, right? These are good tools. They support customizable pipelines, automation workflows, and dashboard for forecast metrics. Check them out. Salesforce or HubSpot. Most of you know of HubSpot, and also you've heard of Zoho. Now, they track metrics like total potential revenue, potential, underline the word potential, conversion rate at each stage, average deal size, and also sales cycle length, right? Of course, this information are adjustable. Now, they keep your CRM data clean, up to date, contacts, no duplicates, no forecasts, that are inaccurate. That helps you to do that. They ensure all, reps use the same pipeline stage and definition, right? So, in selling things, they've got to be consistency, and consistency lets you, look at best practices that you've got to put together in your business generally. Now, regular review meetings are also, automated there. Periodically you can review pipeline report with the team to celebrate wins and address bottlenecks, while you can also look at how you can uh, improve in some ways in some of the things that you do generally. So let me come back and say, if anybody is using any CRM system, does anyone use any CRM system? Gambo, do you use Zoho? I see you typing Zoho. Yeah, you typed Zoho. Do you use Zoho? Okay. Okay. So, guys, um, I know you are most of us. Okay, Mia is still at the startup micro stage. Indeed, sir. Okay, so guys, don't use the fact that you are a small business and say things like you do not have, or you don't have a plan to have a customer relation, uh, management system. It's very important that you have a customer relation management system. Trust me, I assure you, because some of you, it is your ability to optimize what you do that helps you in achieving your goal. Because it's not as though you don't work hard. You work hard, very, very hard. Daily, you are grinding. All the time, you are grinding. However, the problem is there's no optimization in whatever it is that you do. There's no system that you can just open up to see all of your dashboard, your Facebook, your Instagram, everything. Who is who is who is Who is reaching out your ads? Nothing. You do it manually. You respond to everybody manually, up and down every day. You are using your phone, left, right, center, chatting. Look at all you. You can't be productive that way. You know, one thing we are trying to do, or I'm trying to do, is to raise giants in business, not just those that are having the survival mentality. You just want to look for what to eat, where to live, and just survive. I don't think that's entrepreneurship. That's survival. It's something else. It means maybe um, this series may not be for you, because we are looking at those that have the mindset of scale, those that have the mindset to succeed, right? Um, and for such mindset, you've got to invest in some of these things, right? You've got to invest in some of them. If they are paid, pay. You won't die. Trust me, you won't die. Nothing will happen to you. Um, Pay for it. Link all of your stuffs in it and create the automations and see how it looks like, right? If you're a business owner, pay for some of these things and see how it looks. Trust me, automating a lot of my sales pipeline and strategies are really, 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 really. Sometimes we think we are smart and we are saving money by not using some tools. But when you start using those tools, you realize that you have actually been very, very ignorant and foolish in not using them all these years. Try it and see. I'm telling you from experience. It's not smartness when you abandon all of these things. So ensure you look at some of the tools that we have discussed earlier on, right? And test them. We have Salesforce, we have HubSpot, we have Zoho. I think I listed all of these things also in my book, right? See how it help you for CRM tools, pipeline metrics, regularly review meetings, data hygiene. Ensure that all representatives use the same pipeline stages and definitions without, missing any. So, in conclusion, when you have a sales pipeline that is well, designed, it will really transform, your business, from confusion and chaos into clarity. You will know exactly every stage, um, how clear it ought to be. It will ensure that we follow up on, every lead in a timely way. Some of you, they will send you messages, you respond after 4 days. That will help you to respond to leads in a timely manner, right? You're able to predict your revenue and continuously improve your process. So when you prioritize leads and automate the routine follow-ups, small, or consistently following customers up, though you don't have 10 to 20 staffs, you are able to achieve more because you are able to give people personalized attention at a scale using these tools without you being the one going to their DM, right? So a combination of uh, clear pipeline, all of the stages we discussed, and looking at how you can infuse CRM automation is what really would deliver or will drive sales or conversion, right? Uh, at this, steadily all the time, right? So look at how you can automate your sales process and follow-ups over and over again, right? So um, check out some of these tools and tell me clearly what you think about them and how you can use them to achieve some of the goals that you have. Okay, so it's important all the time to leverage digital tools for your business. Trust me. It's always important. Don't be this one every time. Excel is good, Google Sheet is good, but there are stages, there are levels to these things, right? There are stages to it, and it's not always nice that all you do is, oh, manual, you go reply. There are tools that just help you automate these processes. Okay, so thank you so much. This is how much we can take today in the class. Just drop your key takeaway for me on the chat. Just tell me what your key takeaways are. I'll be glad to hear them. What really are your key takeaways from this session this uh, evening? What are you leaving this session with and saying that, hey, I'm leaving here with ABC, right? This is are my key takeaways from the things that we've been discussing so far. I would love to really hear from you. Just drop them on the chat and let's have a conversation about them. So, what are your key takeaways from the session today? What are you leaving this session with? Okay, I'm waiting to hear from you. What are your key takeaway? My key takeaway is business transformation. Okay, in what sense exactly? Um, okay, my key takeaway is okay, use digital tools for your business. My key takeaway is that automation help us scale. Okay, mind whispers. I'm taking over myself to do CRM for my business using Zoho. K Khadija. Okay, you didn't complete that, Khadija. Tracking is important. Don't forget your leads. Thank you, Rebecca. Okay. Um, Catherine, I learned that I should invest in applications that can enhance my marketing and sales. Choma, I definitely will be leaving with automating some of my processes. Okay. Thanks so much, everyone. Which of these tools can I use for record keeping? I'm not good at record keeping. Do you mean record keeping, financial record keeping? Lando, is that what you mean? Please clarify. My key takeaway is business automation, using automation, particularly Zoho CRM. My key takeaway is to learn the CRM tools and use it for my business. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. So, use digital tools. Tijani said my key takeaway is applying strategy into my business. Use digital tools to achieve a whole lot more. Um, don't don't hold on to uh, the past and insist that you must just um, hold on to manual process, right? You may be doing that because you want to save money, but at the end of the day, you realize really that you are not saving money. That's it. It won't just make sense, right? You will just be working and you'll be exhausted and nothing reasonable is coming out of whatever it is that you are doing, and it just be you going around the whole circle. So create sales pipelines, use digital tools to achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve faster, because it's possible. So thank you so much for spending this time with me this evening. Hope you've gotten some value from this session. Today is Saturday, so see you on Tuesday when we're back to continue our series on how to scale your business. Okay, so thank you. Have a wonderful night rest. Cheers, everyone. Bye.